Hey, what's going on? How's it going? Uh, my name is Brian Forsyth. I'm with Radically Unstuck Consulting and Podcast. And today I want to talk about this this tendency that we have to. Right now, I want to make sure that I'm live because I'm not sure I am. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, it says I'm live. All right, live. All right, so says I'm live. Yeah, all right. All right, live. All right, so says I'm live. Yeah, all right. All right, live. All right, so says I'm live. Yeah, all right. All right, live. All right, so says I'm live. Yeah. So, um, hey, what's going on? Comment. Let me know that you're watching. Uh, hashtag live or hashtag replay. And today I want to talk about this tendency that we have to let me know being hard on ourselves, right? Like you probably have noticed this. Like these thoughts in our head where we're like we'll do something and we'll be like, like stupid me, and we like really hard on ourselves. And uh, and today I want to talk about that. I want to help you understand, um, you know, where that comes from, and hopefully get you to start looking at that and decide whether or not that's really useful, right? So, uh, so that's what we're talking about today. Um, Definitely pop in with some questions if you have questions. You might can tell this is my first so the first step is recognizing that we're doing it, and that requires just paying attention a little bit, um, making note of the times that we're doing it, how often that we're doing it. Uh, One of the things I talk about a lot is this concept of radical self-acceptance, appreciation, understanding, kindness, and most importantly, forgiveness. So, approaching ourselves with the same level of kindness that we would show to a loved one or our girlfriend, our wife, whatever it is. And so getting mad at ourselves indicates that we need to rescue ourselves from this learned response. Now, I don't know about you, but I am guilty of this, right? Nobody is perfect. We're all, struggling on something on some level. And it's something people who are perfectionists a lot of times deal with this, that this whenever we do something and it doesn't work out, we're playing a game. In my case, I play chess. um, and I do something wrong, or I let this guy get me in some compromising situation, and I'm like, ah, you know stupid dummy, that was dumb. So whenever we catch ourselves, and that's really the thing, it's like paying attention to catch ourselves, that we can catch ourselves, and we can break that. So obviously it's a learned ability. It's a learned thing that we have, at some point in our lives, we have learned to be unkind to ourselves. And the important thing to realize is that when we're unkind to ourselves, we send our bodies a message that we are not good enough. And I don't know about you, but I mean that's a common theme, as far as I can tell, with humanity, is that we sort of feel like we're not good enough. That that person over there is better than us. That YouTuber over there. Shout out to Jake Paul and his whole thing he's got going on. But looking out at the world, at all the super successful people, and the your friend who has the nice house or the nice car, or the whatever it is, it's really easy to feel like we are not good enough, and that sends a message to our bodies. So we are doing damage to ourselves whenever we respond, like, oh, stupid dummy, or whatever it is. We sap our systems, because we are literally, like, if it helps, you can think about when you're doing that, it's like you're taking a little knife and cutting yourself. And I don't know if you know this or not, but you see in the movies where people are like fighting with knives and stuff, and you're like, oh man, that's amazing, right? But the truth is, in a real knife fight, if you get cut almost anywhere, you in trouble. So imagine that when you're mean to yourself, when you're unkind, when you let these things propagate, imagine it's just like this little cut, and now it's bleeding, but you can't see it. Doesn't mean it's not bleeding, it just means you can't see it. So in essence, what you're bleeding out is time, energy, specifically positive energy, right? So you're bleeding that out. So it's really something that we want to pay more attention to. And because if we understand how this works, we can think about when someone, like, made us feel, a certain way, right? And that we weren't good enough. Think about maybe, with your relationship with your mom or your dad, when you're young, think about, was there a time when you didn't, allow that negative speech whenever whenever you mess up? Like, when did it start? Do you remember? Because if you can remember like a time or a place or an event, then you can start working much closer to the problem, to where it really started. When did somebody make you feel that you weren't good enough? If you can remember most recently, then start there. Start working on that, and looking at that moment, looking at that event, and essentially negating it. I am good enough. That person did this, that person said that, but I am not stupid, I am not, whatever, I am good enough. I deserve the best in life, right? To start changing that event and sort of layering, you know, positivity and truth over it. So even thinking about that, even thinking about, you know, putting the positive and the, you know, sort of addressing that changes, it changes the memory. And with changing the memory, it changes, you know, the feeling, and it starts healing that cut. And of course, all the stuff in the past, all the times that you know, spoke negatively to yourself, you just have to resolve not to allow that, and to start building more positivity into your day. And that's really the thing. It's just building more positivity into the day, and really paying attention to that inner speech. You know, are you speaking kindly to yourself? Are you allowing what I call the inner garden to propagate with weeds and, you know, to, you know, thorns and all these mean thoughts and this cynicism? Or are you actively making sure that none of that stuff grows, and all you've got in there is sunflowers and dandelions and roses and, you know, whatever else you prefer? The point is it has to be actively managed. So actively manage it. Reach out if I can help. My name is Brian Forsyth. I'm a Radically Unstuck Consulting, and I wish you all the best. Namaste.